Yeah, and the gunman forward. Let me dump in that pussy like Humpty Dumpty. Talk to him, yo. Let me dump in that pussy, baby, like Humpty Dumpty. Dump in that pussy like Tuesday. Let me dump in that pussy like Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty, yo. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, break your back, baby, on the motherfucking bed to the floor, baby. Screaming from the window to the wall. Let me dump in that pussy like Tuesday. Dump in that pussy like Humpty Dumpty. Dump in that pussy like Humpty Dumpty. Dump in that pussy, I'ma dump in that pussy, I'ma jump in that pussy. Let me dump in that pussy, baby. What's your position? Keep it pushing, baby. When I be fucking this shit, nigga, don't stop. Better you don't pull that out. She gon' scream and shout. When I pull that out, hey, put it in the mouth. Put it in the pussy water. When I dump in that pussy, I'ma dump in that pussy. Humpty Dumpty dog had a great fall. When I dump in that pussy, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. When I dump in that pussy like Tuesday, bitch. Waste management, rich nigga shit. Waste management, rich nigga shit. She like a rich nigga dick. She like a rich nigga dick. Yo, let me dump in that pussy like Tuesday, bitch. Dump in that pussy like Tuesday, bitch. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Break our back windows to the wall. Hold up. Let me dump in that pussy like Tuesday, oh. Let me dump in that pussy like Tuesday, bitch. Let me dump in that pussy like Tuesday. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Dump in that pussy like Tuesday, hold up. Dump in that pussy like Tuesday. Like Tuesday, like a rich nigga dick. Rich nigga dick, bitch. Dope boy, I don't play with her. She like them play boys. Let me tell you something. Baby, I got something in my pants, baby, something like a butterfinger. This nigga licking good, bitch. But that finger licking good, bitch. Let me dump in that pussy, bitch. I'ma dump in that pussy like Tuesday. Like Tuesday. She like that Tuesday dick, yo. She like that morning dick. She like that morning dick. I'ma dump in that pussy. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, bitch. Talk to him, dope boy, yo. Let me break it off, baby. Let me break it off, baby. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Now she gon' swallow my balls. Let me dump in that pussy like Tuesday, bitch. But it ain't Springfield, bitch. Let me dump in that pussy like dump in that pussy. Let me dump in that pussy like Tuesday, bitch. Yo, let me dump in that pussy, bitch. Let me dump in that pussy. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. From the windows to the walls. Let me dump in that pussy, bitch. Like Tuesday, bitch. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Windows to the wall, ayy. Dope boy, dope boy, dope boy, dump in that pussy like Tuesday, bitch. Let me dump in that pussy like Tuesday. Yeah, Humpty Dumpty, dump in that pussy like Tuesday. Like waste management like Tuesday. Let me dump in that pussy. Okay.